Hello everybody, and just here and welcome to Shield Hero Season 2. We are again in a situation very similar to that with Arifureta, where I have seen Season 1 before I started the whole anime reaction content on my channel, so I'm afraid you won't be able to watch my reaction to Season 1 on this channel, but you can watch Season 1 reaction by Nozivix, Tiabu, Yaboy Rockly, Yaboy Roshi. I mean, hell, everybody watched Season 1 of Tate no Yusha, let's be honest here. I don't think there's been a single reaction channel that actually didn't watch it, unless someone watched it before they started reacting, or I don't know, watched it in their free time. But it's been a pretty mainstay show and a pretty big constant across various reaction channels. But instead of my reaction to Season 1, let's talk a little bit about Season 1, shall we? About my opinion on it, about what I remember from it, and what I hope to see in Season 2. As far as what's my opinion on it, is I really liked it, I really enjoyed it, all in all. However, it did have a few weaker moments. First of all, of course, there were the changes compared to the light novel and to the manga, right? Like the whole thing with Raphtalia really just killing that slaver dude instead of, you know, being all like, oh no, I don't want to be like you. If I were to strike you down, I would be just much of a villain and whatnot. That kind of pissed me off, not gonna lie. The CG was spotty at best, especially during the fight with that huge dinosaur looking dude, and the dinosaur fight with what was the name of the Philolial queen? Fitoria, yeah. The fight of Fitoria with that dinosaur. That wasn't the best. Hopefully with how much success Season 1 saw, we can hope for better quality in Season 1 and in Season 2 and Season 3, because Season 3 has already been greenlit. I don't think there's a release date on Season 3 quite yet, but it's coming, that much we know. Right, what else? I wasn't a huge fan of how quickly we got rid of the gimmick. Of Naofumi being, scorned and pushed away, and being an outsider, being treated harshly by everybody. That was the main gimmick of the show, but by the end of the first season, not even by the end, well before it ended, Naofumi's name was cleared, and everything is fine and peachy now. And even Motoyasu seems to have been, brought back to the light side, so to speak. He's all buddy with Naofumi now, and he doesn't trust bitch, aka slut, anymore. At least not that much. So that's kind of odd that we get rid of the main point of this show that quickly, and it didn't sit well with me for a moment. But fortunately, by the end of Season 1, we also got some new, interesting, and pretty original, it seems, at least right now, stuff added. The whole concept of another world that has to invade this world in order to survive, right? The world that Glass is from, the gem sorceress girl, and the scythe hero, right? That's extremely interesting to me. And even though the main gimmick with Naofumi being being thrown away, being scorned, being a pariah, ended, now we seem to be entering into an arc of discovery of what's going on with that other world. And that brings my attention to the show again. If the whole premise of the show was that was the whole two worlds thing, where one world has to invade the other to save it, I would still watch Shield Hero and I would still like it. So we're kind of getting two different series in one. Right, season 1, where Naofumi is the pariah, and that's the main driving point of the story, and the end of season 1, and season 2, I hope, where the main driving point is the invasion by another world. The Scythe hero, Glass, the Gem heroine, or whatever her official title is. And that is, again, very interesting to me, because I love all sorts of how should I call it? Not quite cosmic horror, but the kind of thing where there's like two worlds that are intertwined, or a world is falling apart where the reality itself crumbles and the members of that world have to run to another, or all sorts of things. Conjunction of spheres is probably my favorite concept from the Witcher world. And here again we have two worlds where one of them has to be swallowed by the waves of catastrophe. And whichever doesn't get swallowed, it seems it's gonna survive and the other will eventually die. So that's very interesting. And again, not again, there's also the prophecy of Fitoria, where she told Naofumi that he has to choose between saving the world and saving its people. So perhaps there will be a plot, maybe not in this season, maybe not even in season 3, but perhaps there will be a plot of everybody from both worlds moving into a single world, so that they no longer fight, they just leave one of those worlds to be swallowed by the catastrophe, and they just immigrate to one of the worlds. But which world would it be? What issues and what challenges await our heroes there? It's all super, super interesting to me. What about Japan? Right? All those versions of Japan that heroes came from. Will those worlds also be swallowed one day? Or is it only those fantasy worlds? Is it like world of worlds where there's no catastrophe and the world of worlds where there is catastrophe? Or is it just various worlds and everyone is susceptible to it? Can the catastrophe be defeated? Can it be, gotten rid of once and for all? There's a lot of world building and a lot of questions that I have and a lot of stuff that I want to find an answer to, and I hope this season will provide at least some of them. That's why, despite of it losing its main gimmick, I'm still hyped, because there's another gimmick to be had, and a gimmick that I'm a huge fan of. I'm probably even bigger of a fan of the gimmick of worlds colliding than I was a fan of the gimmick of Naofumi being a pariah. I'm usually not a huge fan of tragedy and drama and those kinds of shows, so something that's more adventurous and more metaphysical to a point, I guess, is even more appealing to me than Naofumi just being miserable. Also, another thing that I want to see a continuation of, the city, or was it a region, at least the village that Naofumi now owns, is a lord of that area. How will that come into play? There's so many characters there, right? The blacksmith dude, the herbalist. It's gonna be interesting to see how that develops. That's another thing that I'm a huge sucker for when it comes to isekais. I like isekai stories where the main character actually builds something, where it's not based on them just jumping from dungeon to dungeon to dungeon to dungeon, or doing quest after quest after quest after quest. I'm a sucker for series like Demon Lords, whatever. I forgot the precise name of the show, but essentially the dude gets reincarnated as a demon lord and establishes his own village, and that's cool. What else is there? There's a manga, a galactic captain gets transported to another world or something like that, where the main hero again builds up his guild of adventurers, then wants to build a city of education, of research. You know, those concepts are incredibly appealing to me, and the concept of Naofumi owning a village is again incredibly appealing. There's also the brand new member of Naofumi's team, the girl that was rejected from Motoyasu's team for bullshit reasons, and I want to see how her character develops. Naofumi has a thing or two to say about being betrayed and about being falsely accused, so I want to see their interactions. We haven't seen much of those. But I would like to see Naofumi interacting with her more, and I would like to see Naofumi giving her the confidence and the power and the strength to face against Motoyasu or something along those lines. You know, those are my expectations of this season. That's what I would like to see. What will we see exactly? Well, that remains to be seen. And we won't see that if we don't watch this episode, right? So, you guys have some subs. By the way, how do you like my new social icons? Now there's a Discord link. I got a domain, and because I don't have a vanity Discord invite, so if you go to ds.ngs.cc, you will be redirected to the invite to the server. Maybe more people will be joining because of that, rather than having a link in the description. I don't know. We'll see. It cost me. Well, I wanted to say that it cost me nothing, but it cost me like $13 a year to buy this domain, so not much. Right, what was I on about? Let's watch it. Let's just not prolong it any further. Let's just watch it. Subs, sound, and start. Episode 1 of Season 2 of Tate no Yusha no Nariagari, version by subs, please. It's gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I doubt it was the worst of the waves. Okay, we're starting in the village. That's nice. Who is you? Who's the pink-haired girl? I don't think I've seen her before. Look how happy he is. He's smiling. He no longer has a resting bitch face. Okay, it's the Motoyasu girl. Is she gonna be a brawler? Is she learning to be a brawler from Grandma? Oh, that's hype. I fucking love brawlers. If you've seen my Symphogear reactions, I fucking love brawlers. Risha. Okay. Okay, so the costume boosts her stats or something like that? I like where it rains because the world can see my tears. Oh. Hmm? Elaborate. Okay, so a week until the next wave. I'm assuming it's gonna hit us in this episode or at the latest in the next one. One thing I didn't check, is it double length? No, single length episode, 23 minutes. Here I was hoping. Oh! Bats! Stop the bats, stop the bats. Just bitch slap the bat with her wing. Pineapple and marasca cherry. I think it's called marasca. Maraschino? Something like that. What was that green magic? Bats. Familiar. So someone summoned them. The other world's heroes? What? Something stopped the countdown towards the waves? Okay, I guess we're not having the OP yet. A new roar. Right, her former party. She wasn't in Motoyasu's party, she was in Kirito's party. Right, Motoyasu would never dismiss a woman from his party, let's be honest here. Uh, hmm. Spirit Tortoise, a twin? I'm not sure how much of a fan I am of introducing another danger besides the waves. Ah, of course, so they will completely ignore the Spirit Tortoise and Naofumi will have to face it alone. Gotcha. Of course not. I'm sorry, slut. uh, no, she wasn't in Kirito's party, she was in Itsuki's. Oh, now she wants to abandon Naofumi. We'll see about that. Naofumi has his ways. And so does Grandma. Because of bullshit reasons, that's why. I thought it was because she was accused of stealing something. So which is it? That's a great portrayal of an abusive relationship. Itsuki-sama, take me back with you! Okay, so we're traveling to a brand new kingdom. Why is it headed towards Merlomarc, though? Okay, so Malty is with them. She's the acting governor, essentially. Okay, so we have the conflict for this arc established. It's gonna be a Spirit Tortoise arc, isn't it? True. Is Naofumi gonna get an army? I thought he moved to Naofumi's village. He's back in Merlomarc? Melromarc? Sword? Okay, that's another hook. We need to bring up her confidence. I mean, let's be honest here now, Fumi. You don't need a weapon. Your shield is a weapon. Is Raphtalia gonna enslave her to Naofumi so that she gets the slave bonus to XP and whatnot? Is that what we're doing here? Is that what we're doing? Or is Raphtalia gonna enslave her to herself? Shield hero out of context. uh, He's just confused. Make me your slave. Yes. Some conviction in her words. Steely gaze. For the first time, some conviction in her eyes. I love this track, by the way. I love this track. Yeah, it hurts. I guess people won't have the best opinion of Naofumi now that he has another slave. Especially since she's a human, not a demi-human. So I can later abandon you and go back to Itsuki. Hmm. What? Okay, so we're just setting off. We're not wasting any time, are we? I thought Naofumi was gonna get some additional help to fight the spirit tortoise, but it looks like it's just our usual team. With Melty replaced by. I don't remember her name. By the green hair. Something that starts with R. Look at how happy he is. Now we're in the Tortoise Kingdom. That ahoge of hers. Oh, she's contacting with Vitoria. It's like an antenna that can have a direct connection to Vitoria. Yeah, essentially. Hmm. Yeah, of course, more riddles. Why not? Vitoria fucking loves riddles. Yeah, people are really living in a hurry. They don't even care about my cabbages. Okay, so it's an area. It's a kingdom, very much based on like Asian culture, judging by the top knots. Nah, only one of them. Risha. Where the fuck are you going? The people in the black cloaks are just spreading false rumors. Calling it now. People in black cloaks are just trying to sow discord. You don't have to. The spirit tortoise will come to you. Monsters. Monkeys. Monkey turtles. I guess we have monkey turtles now. Ooh, is that a new animation of Shield Prison? There wasn't much spiral to that strike of yours. Okay, now the monsters are 2D. Hmm. What are you planning? Most of them, but not all of them. There's a lot. Just straight into Wrath Shield, and now he can freely control it. When was it established that he can freely summon it? Or is it just they're making the first episode contain literally everything to hype us up? And he's no longer in his Wrath Shield form. So he's able to summon it and disperse it at will. Whomst. Roll the credits? Roll the credits. Oh, is that the OP? I like it. Unless it devolves into generic J-pop. I like it so far. It didn't devolve into generic J-pop. Okay, so Scythe Hero is gonna reappear. Book Hero? Here's the Spirit Tortoise. The girl that asked Naofumi to kill her, I'm assuming that's her. More people. Who are those characters? Other heroes? From other worlds or from Glass's world? Footprints of the Spirit Tortoise. Huh. Interesting. The opening that we've seen at the end was probably the most interesting part. Okay, let's go through it again. No, stop. From the very beginning. Lurolona Village. Who is she? I don't think she was there in the first season, but I think she appeared in the ending opening. Long pink hair. I think I've seen her. Let your ki build up right in the pit of your stomach. Hengen Muso. Okay, is motherfucker. No window capture. Okay, if you must window capture, then capture, I guess. Don't capture anything, actually. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the beginning. Lurolona Village, Raphtalia's home. She appeared in the credits. Not in the credits, in the ending opening. I think it was her. Long pink hair. I don't know who she is. I don't think she was there in season 1. If she wasn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am wrong. I don't think she actually appeared in season 1. Yeah, Naofumi's happy. Grandma is training the green-haired girl in the art of Hengen Muso. What is Hengen Muso? Is this actually a thing? Is this actually like a... No, it's not an actual real-world thing. It's a thing from Shield Hero. Okay, so it's just some combat style, essentially. Gotcha. I was hoping... I really was hoping that Risha, I will have to remember it, Risha. I was really hoping that Risha is gonna be a brawler, that she's not gonna have a weapon, or maybe she's gonna have, like, gauntlets or something, or she's gonna be a mage. I guess Philo kind of fills the niche of a brawler, but apparently she gets a sword later, and she's just a regular sword user, kind of boring, not gonna lie, unless she's a spell sword. Spell swords are cool. Her base stats are too low. The costume works pretty well, I guess, in raising her stats. When I wear it, nobody can see when I'm feeling down. She's a master at manipulating her ki. The concepts of that whatever Muso you use don't really exist in this world. But Grandma didn't come from another world, did she? So it clearly exists in this world because Grandma is using it and is teaching it. Unless Naofumi means his own original world here? I'm confused by this sentence. I really am. No, he can't fight the waves because he only has a wooden sword. So, and he's just a kid. Out of nowhere, bats. We are how many minutes in? 2.5 minutes in. So of course we have to show some action. Uh, Let me know if you've read the source material. Does it also get? Does it also go so quickly in the source material, or is it like five chapters condensed into a single episode? Because it really seems to me like they tried to cram absolutely everything in this one single episode. We're getting our characters reintroduced. We re-establish the fact that Naofumi now has a village. We already show some action in case someone is already falling asleep. Then, hey, action, bats, waifus fighting. We reintroduce Philo. We reintroduce Raphtalia. What was that green magic? Oh, it's the bats. Okay, I thought it was Naofumi or Rishia that was using it, but no, it's the bats. And they're familiars. Or is it just a weird translation? Familiar spell? No, familiar spelled bat type. So they are familiars of the bat type. Familiars of the spirit tortoise, I'm assuming. Waves stopped. And the spirit tortoise has awoken. And the spirit tortoise, not gonna lie, in this shot, in this scene, it looks like CG from Arifureta Season 1. I hope it doesn't stay that way when he actually appears. Because it just looks like garbage, honestly. Bad monsters, and of course, nobody wants to fight. Except Naofumi. Yes, oh, we are here to fight the waves, not some fucking tortoises. Who do you take me for? Oh, there's no wave coming? I guess we're just gonna fuck around and do nothing. I like how Motoyasu gives a maybe not completely cold shoulder to Slat, but he does dismiss her a little bit. I like it, I really do. And of course, Rishia wants to go back to Itsuki. I'm gonna hate it, aren't I? I'm gonna fucking hate it. That Rishia is now a member of Naofumi's party, but she will keep trying to do her best to go back to Itsuki. I'm gonna hate it. I already know I'm gonna hate it. I fucking hate abusive relationships, and this is very much an abusive relationship. And I'm gonna hate the guts of it. I don't wanna hate Rishia, but if she continues to want to abandon Naofumi and go back to Itsuki, I'm gonna grow to hate Rishia. I don't wanna do it, but that's what's gonna happen. And of course, we have to travel to the Spirit Tortoise Kingdom. Mine, not mine. Malty. Malty is doing well, acting as the governor of the area, essentially. Again, confusion. I really thought this blacksmith dude moved to Naofumi's village? Or did he go there only temporarily to help them rebuild and now he's back to in the capital? Or is it in Naofumi's village? I'm confused. Or is it some discrepancy between the source material and the anime, where what happens right now is happening before Naofumi starts rebuilding the village? Did they swap the events around, or what's the deal here? I don't know. Tell me in the comments or tell me on the Discord. How did it look like in the source material? Just keep spoilers out. Don't spoil me, please. I avoided any and all spoilers, so don't spoil me. I want to experience it myself, completely blind. But if there are some things in the source material that are worth mentioning, please do mention them. Okay, Melromarc and other nations are sending their troops to fight the Tortoise. Cardinal Heroes were told to go ahead, but did they? From what I understand, Motoyasu, Itsuki, and Ren completely dismissed the Tortoise. Rishia is really gonna keep annoying me. I can already tell. A combination of extremely low self-esteem and trying to go back into an abusive, unrequited relationship. Two things I fucking hate. Two things I absolutely loathe. And not just in media, but in real life, I have bad experiences with both. I have bad experiences with abusive relationships that are resurfacing again and again and again. They split apart, they come back together, they split apart, they come back together, and the abuse is getting worse and worse and worse, and nobody fucking cares about it. And I have bad experience with people who have extremely low self-esteem. I knew a person who was actually great at some certain things, but believed themselves to be utter trash, and I was trying my damnedest to bring their self-esteem back up, but they refused to let that happen. And that's another thing that will continue annoying me to no end. Let's make you a slave! Risha-san, why don't you try becoming a slave? Fucking saved. Now, Raphtalia is actually correct here. That the slave crest will give her a great boost in power and in the amount of XP she receives. So she will grow stronger much faster. But I'm assuming it's gonna become a plot point at one point in the story where she's revealed to have the slave crest on her chest, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, look, the shield hero is evil. He enslaved an innocent girl, enslaving demi-humans." I can understand that. That's all cool and all, but he enslaved a human girl. The scum. I can absolutely see that happening. And yeah, she's now a slave. Slave contract acquired. You want Itsuki's respect that badly. That's why I'm having you train me. I feel bad for Naofumi here. I feel bad for Naofumi. She's essentially telling Naofumi, I want you to bring me out of my slump so that I can go back to my ex. I appreciate you helping me, and I want you to help me. Please, I beg of you, help me. Give me shelter. I'm gonna, help you. All for the sake of me going back to my abusive ex. Fucking hate it. and stop making the fue noise. And we're already leaving towards the Spirit Kingdom. I might be reading a bit too much in those little vignettes, but it looks to me like Rishia is getting more and more, maybe not infatuated, but she's growing closer and closer to Naofumi, not in a romantic way, but she starts treating him, seeing him more and more as a capable and good person rather than a means of getting back to Itsuki. I might be reading too much into it though. It might also be just my hopes that it's what's happening. And yeah, we are very much in a eastern area. Very much inspired by, generally speaking, Asia. That's convenient that she can talk to Vittoria. And apparently killing the spirit tortoise is imperative. If Naofumi has a choice to either defeat the spirit tortoise or get together with the other heroes. That's what I'm getting here. I'm yet unclear what significance the spirit tortoise has. And I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest with you, if I like the existence of the spirit tortoise. I feel like it's introducing a bit too much to the show. The waves were enough, in my honest opinion. The waves were enough. Now besides the waves, we introduced heroes from another world. Cool, because that's also connected to the waves. Now we're introducing some random spirit tortoise that can apparently stop the progression of waves. And that seems to me like the author just decided, you know what? The waves are kind of boring, actually, so let's just stop them. Let's go on a side quest to kill Spirit Tortoise. Fuck it, Spirit Tortoise. We're going on a quest to kill Spirit Tortoise right now. Let's forget about the waves. Let's, pause the countdown. We're just gonna kill the tortoise. I always dreamed of writing a fight with a giant tortoise, so I'm gonna write a fight with a giant tortoise. Could that tortoise be a boss of a wave? I guess so, but I'm kind of bored of the waves, so I'm just gonna make him a standalone boss. That's how it feels to me, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Yeah, we'll have to go to the Spirit Tortoise Kingdom. And yes, someone in the black cloak. Notice how no one else wears a cloak. Capital's already under attack. They tried to fight, then 3 of the 4 died in the end. Yeah, the black cloak is just trying to sow discord. Monkey! Let me check something. Okay, they're not animated on once. That's good. But they're animated on 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They're animated on 3s, which is not animation on 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? Everything else is animated on 2s. Right? But the 3D models are animated on 3s. That's what creates a disparity between the 2D animated parts and the 3D animated parts. It's usually that CG is rendered at much higher frame rate than the 2D is, In this case, CG is rendered at a lower frame rate, which again does it a disservice. Another thing that does it a disservice is, while I have to commend this CG for the use of only 2 colors per like element, because that's how 2D is colored, right? Look at Naofumi's face. There's a base color and a shadow. His fur of his cloak, base color and shadow. His collar, base color and shadow. And again, not again. And those CG monkeys are also, the face is base color and shadow, fur, base color and shadow, right? Chest, base color and shadow, eyes, base color and shadow. So that's cool, that's great. I like that the texture also has some black lines drawn over it, which adds to the feeling of it being sketched, right? Those black lines on the chest, in those shadows on fur, added fur definition with those black lines. But the shadows are still too complex because they reflect the CG model, and that's not how shadows are usually done in anime, right? You see on Naofumi's face, the shadow isn't wavy, isn't distorted. It's very clear-cut lines, very blocky. You don't see Naofumi's pores reflected in the shadow. You don't see his nostril reflected in it. This shadow is actually unrealistic. It wouldn't look like that if you were to sculpt Naofumi in CG and placed a light bulb to create shadows. It wouldn't look like that. But that's why the CG shadows that are created by light being cast on a 3D model look not 2D. Yeah. At the end of the arm, you see the right arm of the monkey left on the screen, near the wrist, you see those many little tiny bits of shadow and base color. It would be either all shadow or all base color if it was drawn in 2D. CG is still worlds apart from being able to mimic 2D well. Here, you see the bat having a completely solid color face. And when the bats are CG, they have, a lot of shadow and a lot of definition to them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it looks weird because Naofumi is animated on 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But the monsters are animated on 3s. How could you fuck that up? Here the monsters are actually animated in 2D. But to their credit, they are animated on 3s. Interesting. But look at the shadows on them now. Right? They look nothing like shadows on the CG models. Yeah, we're fighting. Tornado shield. Wrath shield. When did Naofumi learn to summon it at will and get out of it at will? Is it something anime original? Or did anime completely skip the part where Naofumi learns it? Because from what I recall, the last time he used Wrath shield, he still needed Raphtalia's help to get out of it. And he still wasn't able to just summon it just like that. He still needed to get in the zone of wrath and hatred to be able to summon it. But now he's just like, Wrath shield! Dark curse burning! And now he's fine. A little bit tired, maybe winded, but mostly just fine. Here's the black cloak, but Not the same black cloak that was trying to sow discord. Her cloak doesn't have those yellow stripes. Kill me. Who is she? And why does she want to be killed? She kinda looks like glass. But she's not glass, for sure. But she kinda looks like her. Did she bring the... Was she responsible for the awakening of the spirit tortoise? Maybe? I don't know. OP. I like that Rishia is fighting. I hope she will actually learn to fight during the series proper. I'm assuming Book Hero from the other world, from Glass's world. And this cat tells me that it is the Book Hero who summons all those minions. Pages of his book turn into those familiars. Huh. This is the girl that asked Naofumi to kill her. There was some pink behind her hair. Yeah, and I was wondering what it is. I thought it maybe her hair is like pink in the back, black in the front, or something like that. But no, those seem to be the flowers, and her long, whatchamacallit, earrings. Yeah, that's her. That's her. In what circumstances is she shown? Just solo. Okay, a lot of new characters, not just Kung Fu Grandma, but also some mage, some knife lolly. That's the pink-haired girl from Naofumi's village. I still have no clue who she is. Two brand new characters, Spear and Katana. A Katana hero? Or are those just randos, not necessarily heroes? Another girl with a katana. Oh, I'm guessing the Tortoise Kingdom is based on the east. So those are just some fighters from the Tortoise Kingdom? Probably. Footprints of the Spirit Tortoise. That's it. That's the first episode of Shield Hero Season 2. I have mixed feelings about it. Perhaps it's nostalgia speaking. Perhaps I'm looking at this first episode through the lens of loving the entirety of first season as a whole. Because, sure, the first season had some weaker episodes, absolutely. And I'm looking at this singular episode through my experiences with the entirety of the first season, and that's why it might be looking a little bit subpar. But overall, it was decent enough. I feel like it was rushed a little bit. It absolutely would benefit from being double length, the same way the first episode of the first season was. I have a feeling like a lot of stuff here was either anime original, was moved here from other parts of the source material, or it was just a lot of source material crammed into this one single episode. I understand what they were going on for here, right? They wanted to use single episode to re-establish our characters, to establish the new conflict, and to get our heroes into the fray of this new conflict all in one episode. I'm not a huge fan when anime does it. I understand why they do it. Half the population out there has, ADHD nowadays, and they can't just watch a whole episode, let alone wait for the second episode for something to start happening. No, they have to have action and new fucking arcs and whole entire character development all crammed into a single episode, or else they drop it. I understand why they do it, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. And I honestly don't. I'd rather they made first episode double length. One thing I need to check out is where is it? Here. Tatanusha no Nari Agari. Fuck, what did I want to check? Episode count. Is it 13 episodes? 13 episodes. I was hoping for 24. I was honestly hoping for 24. Is the third season known yet? Do we know anything about it? No, we know absolutely nothing. Okay, I want to compare some stuff between season 1 and season 2. I can see some changes in the studios. Season 1 was Kinema Citrus. Season 2 is Kinema Citrus and DR Movie. Producer. First season had a lot of producers. Frontier Works, ATX, Nippon Columbia, Glow Vision, Good Smile Company, Sami, Kadokawa Media House, NTT Plala, Kadokawa, Crunchyroll. Season 2 has only Glow Vision. I want to take a brief look at why are you showing this window. Show this one, please. I want to take a look at the DR Movie. Tatenoyusha Elseworld. Not much. Not much. Why the move to DR Movie? Korea. Okay. I understand now. A lot of the animation was outsourced to a Korean studio, wasn't it? Fuck. None of the Western shows that outsource their animation to a Korean studio, well, maybe not none, but not many of them are actually kept at high quality. Now, I haven't seen anything else that DR Movie made, but the sheer fact that they outsourced animation to a Korean studio, oh, that breaks my heart. I was hoping that Tatenoyusha Season 2 is gonna be better, like significantly better than Season 1, because they got recognition, and with recognition comes budget. But it seems like maybe with recognition comes complacency. I hope it's not the case. I honestly hope it's not the case. But it often is. Hard to judge by just single episode, so I guess we'll have to wait. But oh, that kinda killed my hype. The fact that it's 13 episodes, the fact that episode 1 wasn't the best, and the fact that animation was outsourced to a Korean studio. It all kinda sucks. I hope they prove me wrong. I honestly hope they prove me wrong. I would love nothing. How do you say it? I would love nothing more than if they proved me wrong. I think that's the correct way to put it. I don't know. I'm not a native English speaker, so you have to excuse me. I would love to be proved wrong. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to wait and see. As of yet, I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna go in a good direction, but I hope it is. I hope it is. Maybe it's just the first episode that's a little bit of a fluke, pacing wise. Maybe further episodes are gonna be better. I honestly don't care that much about animation and art quality. I care about characters and stories. So even if the animation and art suffers, but the stories told and the characters portrayed are genuinely good, genuinely interesting, I'll still be fine. I'll still watch it, and chances are I will still like it. So let's hope that's what happens. But now, it's your turn to tell me what did you think of this episode down in the comments. What did you think of my reaction? What did you think of my theories that I created? And how did it look in the source material? Keep it spoiler free. Again, I always repeat it, keep it spoiler free, I beg of you. But is there any detail in the source material that would enrich my understanding of this episode? If so, please, please, please do let me know. If you don't want to talk about it in the comments, you can talk about it on my Discord. If you want to talk some spoilers on my Discord, you can do that, because there are spoiler tags on Discord, there are no spoiler tags on YouTube. If you want to join my Discord server, the link is right here, ds.ngs.cc. It will redirect you to the invite link, and you will be able to join and talk about stuff. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases, not only Tate no Yusha, but also Showcase Shoujo no Virgin Road, Symphogear G, that will be releasing 1 week early for my Patreons. So again, link in the description, and my name on Patreon is right up here. And we will also be watching two other mystery shows that I am yet to reveal. So if you want to know what those shows are, stay subscribed and be notified, or watch the VOD of my live stream where I talked about what I'm going to be watching this season. So yeah, those are your options. If you like this video, if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. If you want to support me monetarily, you can do so on Patreon. I already mentioned that. For $10 you get early access to non-seasonal shows. This time it's Symphogear G, and one more show that I was told Symphogear G fans would also appreciate, but I have absolutely no clue what that show even is. I know the title, and that's all I know about it, so that might be interesting. And for just $1, you get access to a special role on my Discord server. That role gives you access to a channel and gets you access to an orange name, which is cool. And you also get to vote in polls. That mystery non-seasonal show was a result of a poll held on my Patreon. So if you're into any of that, subscribe right now to my Patreon and support me. Share this video if you know someone who will enjoy it, if you know someone who loves Tate no Yusha and would love to see a reaction to it. Share this video with them. If you know someone who hates Tate no Yusha, share this video with them. Maybe they will grow to like it. Who knows? Or maybe you just want to torture them. That's also fine. As long as you share my videos, as long as more and more people watch it, I'm happy, because the more you spread the word about my videos, the more YouTube itself spreads the word, and my videos reach more and more and more of an audience. And that's a great feeling when you see your work rewarded by many eyes being directed at it. Not in like a cosmic horror meaning of many eyes, but in like you guys watching my stuff. That's always cool. So that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And here's yet another benefit you get as a Patreon subscriber. You get to be in the credits of every single episode of mine.